Good afternoon and welcome to my weekly live session when I share ideas and insights on leading your career. So today I am sharing 3 steps to get out of your own way so that you can achieve your next career goals. And one of the biggest obstacles I see with the many talented individuals that I work with every day is that they're standing in their own way. They're capable, they're knowledgeable, qualified, experienced, and have so much more potential if they allow themselves to move past the programming that has got them to where they are today. My name is Anne Caulfield. I'm an executive leadership and career coach, supporting individuals to develop the clarity, vision, and focus to fast track their careers on their terms. And within this area where they feel most competent and have a desire to grow and develop into the future. So if you're joining me live today, I'd love if you could say hello to me in the comments. Let me know you're here joining me live. And if you're watching the replay, type replay into the comments. I'd love to see who's joining me here and to get involved and participate. Ask me any questions as I go through the session today, and I would be delighted to answer them for you. So before I get into today's topic, I work with individuals every day who are already very accomplished in their careers. And now they have reached a point where they are not clear on how to navigate the next stage of their career. So either they know what they want and they have just not been able to get there, or maybe they're not clear on what they want next, even though they're highly experienced. So at a high level, this is a real problem for a lot of people when they reach a certain stage in their career where they've already been successful. They're already successful to where they are today, but what's next? Okay. So what I'm sharing with you every week on a Thursday at 1 p.m. is to give you insights and learnings on how you can start to navigate your way onto the next stage in your career, take more leadership in your career, and really move past the obstacles that might be holding you back. So the 2 types of categories of individuals I've just described, for both of these types of categories of individuals, one of the biggest obstacles I see that is holding them back as they move forward in their career is that they're standing in their own way. And the key to turning this around is, first of all, acknowledging that you are your own biggest obstacle in realizing your full potential. That is so important. And developing awareness that this can be your first breakthrough to realizing your next career opportunities. Because when your programming is not aligned with where you're going and it's more aligned with your past successes, then you're not going to get to where you want to be anytime soon, right? So what do I really mean by that? So you've already been successful to get to where you are in your career today. And there is certain, mindset beliefs that are associated with the confirmation you got to get to where you are today, that validation you've got over and over again, which has allowed you to continue to be successful where you're at. But when you're really making a step up to the next stage in your career, maybe it is into a more strategic role, maybe you're wanting to move into a slightly different area in your career, it requires a different mindset. And it requires a different way of looking at your expertise, looking at your experience, so that you can transfer that forward in the best way possible to articulate your value towards the next stage in your career. And that is where so many people struggle, right? So they're the technically competent person over here. They're really good at what they do. But when it's stepping up to a more senior leadership role where they are required to be more strategic, to show more leadership presence, to really get out of the weeds and get into the more strategic level of thinking and operating within their organization, they struggle to do that, right? And that's why I talk about programming. So you need to update your programming. As the saying goes, like, what got you here won't get you there. And realizing that is really important. And especially, because you have been very successful, you believe, well, what's worked for me up to now has worked. Everything I've done up to now has worked. So why would it not work for me into the next stage? And again, that is a problem and that's an obstacle. So the problem is when we don't update our programming and when we don't really allow ourselves to step forward and really we're standing in our own way at this stage, what can happen is this will leave you feeling stuck in your career. And that can present itself in the way of maybe you're feeling that you've outgrown your role. You've always enjoyed what you've done, but you're feeling that you're not getting the same sense of satisfaction and enjoyment out of what you're doing. Also, with that comes demotivation, right? You're demotivated. You're not as excited about what you're doing every day anymore. Maybe you're lacking confidence in what's ahead of you in your career and what's possible for you as you move forward to the next stage in your career. And you don't really have clarity on your path forward. So that is what you can experience when you're stuck in that plateau where you've already been successful, but now you've got to the point where you're experiencing any of those things. So what I want to share with you today is 3 steps to help you to start moving forward, right? 3 simple high-level steps to help you to start moving forward. So the first step is developing awareness. Developing awareness and acknowledging what is holding you back. And it may be some practical elements around knowledge or qualifications that you need to move into that next stage. Is it a career change or maybe the next level and you need more qualifications or knowledge? However, for many that I support every day to step out of their own way in their own career progression, fear is one of the biggest obstacles that holds them back. And not necessarily that they need more knowledge or another qualification. And again, that's another trap that people fall into. While it's wonderful to get more qualifications and knowledge and all the rest, sometimes that isn't actually the problem. But because people haven't developed the awareness around what the challenge is or the obstacles that's keeping them stuck in their career, they believe that, okay, I'm going to go off and I'm going to do an MBA. I'm going to do a master's. I'm going to do a diploma. I'm going to do an additional qualification. And while it's wonderful to have that, and that'll always be valuable for you, what I see a lot of people finding is that they do that, but still they're stuck. Still, they're not moving forward. And that's because that is not the reason why you aren't progressing, even though it's wonderful you have this extra qualification now, but that's not really the reason why you're not progressing. The reason is because you're standing in your own way, because you haven't updated your programming towards where you want to get to next in your career. So this is really important, right? And when we talk about the fear, it's the fear. What is that fear that's holding you back? And the fear that can hold you back is, the fear of failure, the fear of the unknown. What is next? The fear of judgment or not being good enough or making a mistake, or even the fear of making the wrong decision. What if I move up into that level and it's not right for me, or maybe it's not going to be suitable for me and I'm not going to enjoy it? It's that fear of stepping outside your comfort zone into the unknown. And unfortunately, as long as you're in that mindset, it's going to keep you stuck in inaction. You're not going to be taking any action. Or the other fear might be maybe the fear of being successful and all the unknowns that come with that. Maybe feeling out of control, because when you take that next step up, there is a level of out of control. You're figuring out, what's the lay of the land, how are things operating at this level, new stakeholders, everything that comes with that. Maybe you're fearing, what if I can't handle it? What if it's too overwhelming? Another obstacle can be lacking the ability to articulate your value towards your next career opportunities. So again, that is also you standing in your own way, because you have tremendous value, experience and expertise, but you can't articulate that outwards so other people can connect with exactly what you have to offer, and very importantly, what you want to offer at the next stage of your career. You'll have lots of experience, lots of value, but you want to choose what you want to do at the next stage of your career. You don't want to be, as I always say, you don't want to be an a la carte menu. You want to decide what you want next. And that is so important. And when I work with individuals, that is a huge part of being successful, is you deciding what's next for you based on what you want to achieve next in your career. So the first one, as I said, step 1 is developing awareness around your obstacle. And what is it? What does it actually mean by saying you're standing in your own way? Because that's just a broad statement. What does that really mean? Like, what is the develop awareness of what is it that is standing in my way? What is it? So then we move on to the second part, which is taking action. So this is where you need to commit to taking action on moving past these obstacles. So I've seen so many people who are aware of what's holding them back. They'll tell me, yes, you know what, and I'm lacking confidence in this area. I know I've got the capability, but I'm not really able to articulate that value outwards. I'm not able to connect with the opportunities that I want to move towards. All of these things. I haven't built the brand that I want to be able to be seen at the next level. So there's loads of things, but guess what? They don't do anything about it, right? And then that gets you further stuck into the ground in that area of being demotivated in your current role because you've outgrown it. And the more you stay in that place, the more your confidence is going to get impacted, right? Because you're not getting to where you want to be. And you're telling your subconscious is telling you that, well, maybe this is as far as you can go. Maybe this is as best as it's going to get for you. Maybe that is too far of a reach for you, which is not the case. And that's why I always say this, and in all of my programs, it's really important. Simplicity. Simplify your next steps forward. Don't complicate them. There's enough complication. People complicate their steps so much that they get frozen in inaction. Okay. So getting clarity on what is holding you first, what's holding you back, that maybe you're not aware of right now. So you may not be aware of what's holding you back. Maybe you're not aware that you're actually standing in your own way. And the way I look at this is, if you're standing in your own way, sometimes that's the easiest obstacle to overcome once you know how to do it and once you're prepared to take the next steps. Because often I hear people saying that they are their own biggest obstacle to getting to where they want to be in their career, but they cannot explain to me what that really means for them, what they're doing, they're not doing, that that really is important for them to define how they're standing in their own way. And this is actually the very first step in my Career Growth Accelerator program, which I work with individuals who are looking to move to the next stage in their career. And this is where I take people on a success path from invisible to invaluable at the next stage in their career through 5 stages. Because first of all, it's about the awareness, the mindset, and then we progress forward from there. But that is the very first step. Because it all starts with developing awareness of where you're at right now. And only then deciding on the actions you need to take to move forward. But the action is the second step there. The third step is around seeking support and accountability. So once you've developed the awareness, you've started to take action, you now need some support and accountability to guide you on a path to overcoming these obstacles, and working with a guide or support or somebody who can be your accountability coach to moving you forward to achieve your next career goals, to point out or to help you to find those blind spots, to help you to understand and unravel why those are obstacles for you, and to help you to update your programming. Not trying to figure it all out on your own, but to have access to a proven methodology, a path to achieving your next career goals, not trying to navigate your own way there, because it's going to take you a lot longer to get there if you ever get there at all. Okay. And the longer you stay in this mode, as I said, of not getting to where you want to be, it is chipping away at your confidence all of the time. And therefore, you have more ground to make up when you start to decide, okay, you know what, I've tried this. I'm not going to try this on my own any longer. I need to have a proven methodology and success path in getting there. So, and in my Career Growth Accelerator program, I have a 5-step success path that supports individuals to experience a proven method that bypasses the guessing and the trial and error to get actual results. So those 3 steps, when those 3 steps are followed, and they're a high level, of course, of everything that needs to happen, the outcome is a game changer. And I've seen individuals time and time again going through this every single day, where for example, I was working with a client this morning, and we're only like a few sessions in, and she's already seeing massive changes on her mindset, the way she's looking at things. She's applied for a role now that she said to me, and 6 weeks ago, I would never have applied for that role. I wouldn't even have seen that role as a role that I actually would be capable of taking on. And she certainly thought she wouldn't even be able to articulate her value into the direction of connecting with a role like that. So I just want to really emphasize the fact that once you break through here, it is the foundation for all of the opportunities that are coming for you in the future of your career in general. So the outcome is game changer on how you're going to navigate the next steps in your career, because when you develop awareness, you take action, and you get the support and accountability you need. What's really important is that by the end of that, you have understood your authentic story and the purpose behind your career aspirations and goals. So at the awareness piece, it's really important to understand your career story, your career value, your beliefs about what's important for you to achieve in your career. It has to have meaning for you. It's not just a paycheck here that we're looking for, right? You're looking for the role that's really going to connect with your purpose, what's really important for you, where you're going to get that sense of satisfaction. Also, you're going to have redefined and reprioritized your values. What's non-negotiable for you at the next stage in your career? What's really important for you? And it's really important to have reviewed and understood how you're reprioritizing your values in order to achieve that. Of course, there's also updating your mental programming aligned with your future career aspirations and goals. So you're moving away from the mental programming that got you to where you are today, but you're now connecting to the mental programming that's going to move you towards those next opportunities. And it's only when that mental programming is congruent with where you're moving towards that you will actually see action very quickly. And it's so important to emphasize that and to think about what that really means for you. Huge part. Also, you will have decided at this stage how you want to bring value to others through your experience and expertise, and clarified the future path in your career. And this really is a springboard to the future of your career forever and beyond. Like those foundations, I always find it as people at this stage in their career get stuck, but once they unravel the obstacles that they're experiencing and they have the frameworks and they understand the need to continue to update your mental programming, everything begins to change and you have developed that skill to renew over and over again as you progress through your career. Because that outcome brings you that feeling of satisfaction, accomplishment, and freedom of the peace of mind, which is priceless, right? So you have that peace of mind to know that you're in a role that you really enjoy, you're bringing great value, it's really connected to your authentic story and what you want to, where you want to bring an impact in your role. That actually takes a lot of weight off your shoulders. It also allows you to do things more effortlessly because what you're doing is aligned to your purpose. It's aligned to the value that you want to contribute. And of course, really importantly, it's aligned to what you do really, really well. You know, that area of your experience and expertise that you want to really focus on because you really enjoy it, you're really competent in it, and you're confident in that too. So some of the underlying elements that make this possible as you navigate the next steps in your career are, mindset development that is aligned to your future career goals, clarity on your goals and expertise, and building your personal brand at the next stage in your career. Articulating your value and building your confidence so that you're leading your career. Really, really important. And all of which I support my clients to achieve on my 6-month Career Growth Accelerator program. So to recap on what I shared with you today on the 3 steps to getting out of your own way and achieving your career goals and aspirations is, first of all, develop awareness. Secondly, take action. And number 3, seek out support and accountability. So if you'd like to learn more about any of the steps I've shared with you today, please comment below this video or send me a message and I will be happy to share more in-depth of understanding as it relates to your situation. So maybe there's a specific question you want to ask me about some of these areas just to get you moving forward again. Please do share that with me and I'd be delighted to answer any of your questions. Also, if you'd like to know how you can apply for the Career Growth Accelerator program, my 6-month program that I take people through this step by step to achieve their next career goals, you can send me an email at ann@elevateedge.com with the word career in the subject header, and I will send you more details. And I'll also leave my email address in the comments. So I hope this was helpful for you today. If you found it helpful, share with your colleagues, like this post, and to share it with as many other people who you believe might find this beneficial. And thank you so much for joining me today. And I look forward to seeing you back here next Thursday at 1 p.m. for more tips and insights on leading your career. Bye for now. Have a great week.